Hello everybody, my name's Colin Me Crazy and welcome back to the channel. You guys voted for some Modern Warfare remastered gameplay, so I got a match of Strike right here. I really like Strike. This is probably one of my favorite maps, and I'm using one of my favorite guns, the G36C, I believe. I start off a little rough at the beginning of this match, but I pick it up later on in the video, so I hope you guys enjoy that for the background. And today I want to talk a lot about religion. And I sort of touched on this topic a while ago in one of my earlier videos when I came back to the channel. And I talked a lot about being a realist. And in this video, I'm kind of diving a little more into that and discussing a little bit of where I've been religious wise and how I've kind of come to the realization of where I stand on religion in my life. So, I like a lot of other people, I grew up in a typical Christian household. If you want to get specific, it was a Methodist household. I don't know the differences really. I didn't really pay attention to it very much. But I grew up in a Christian household, and my parents wanted me to be just like them, as usual. I don't have strict parents, so obviously it wasn't super impersonated on me, but at the same time, they did want me to go to church every Sunday for quite a while. We had two different churches we went to through my life up until I stopped going around the age of 13 and 14. And I enjoyed my first church, actually. I made a few friends there before. And then we moved, I think about like when I was 7 or 8, we moved to this brand new big church. It was a lot more modern and closer to the downtown. I lived in Charlotte, so we were a lot richer area, I would say. And I really struggle to enjoy any part of church, for the most part. I didn't like any of the people at all at that church. It was awful. They were very rude, very cliquey, super snobby, not fun people to be around. And I'm not really a wealthy person. I would say I'm like the most average middle class person out there probably. And so we didn't have a ton of money or anything to like boast about. I mean, we dressed nice, I guess, for church, and I'd go to church with decent clothes. I wasn't like a bum, but I wasn't prudy or like super wealthy where I could just have anything I wanted. Um, just by asking or whatever from my parents. And so a lot of these kids were like that, and I did not did not enjoy being around them. The one part I did enjoy of church that I think has stuck with me for quite a while is the more traditional chorus choir. The choir that we had was very nice. I actually enjoyed it so much that I joined it for about 2 years when I was a kid, and I had a fun time. It was okay. Again, I didn't like the people in the room, but being in the choir was fun, and I enjoyed having singing some songs. I'd really join around like Christmas time and do like those type of choir shows whenever we would do those in church. And that I only did it for about 2 years, and then I really started to drift away from even enjoying that at the church that I had. And by the time I was 13, we do this thing, I guess for Christians. I don't know. This is maybe not an only Christian thing, but you do this thing called confirmation, where you've been in the church long enough and you're old enough to become like a real member, I guess you could say. Like you're making that decision, and I don't think I really got a choice. I think my parents just threw me into doing confirmation, being like, "You're gonna be a part of this church." And I hated every bit of it. The people in my class that I had every Wednesday I had to go. I did not enjoy it at all. It was not fun. I didn't really learn anything. I didn't really believe in everything that they talked about. I'm not really I think person of any type of God, whether it's just Christianity or any other religion you can spit out there. I don't really believe in any of that. So after that, I thought for a while, after I stopped going to church, that I was agnostic for a bit, and I was really challenged in this philosophy class I took a few years ago on what do I actually believe as a person, because everybody believes in something. And so I was tested, and the best thing I could come up with was I believe in karma. And karma is my only way of living. And I wasn't super confident in that. I didn't get a good grade for my paper that I wrote for my philosophy class on that. And probably rightfully so, because soon after I really didn't believe myself having that in my life. I don't really think karma is the way I realistically thought, because a lot of good deeds you can do can come up short, and or even just you get nothing for it. Sometimes you may even get punished for it. And so that doesn't follow the lines of karma, and is also not really realistic either. So I kind of had that revelation of, oh, maybe I'm more of like a realist, and I just see the way things are as is in my eyes. And I kind of truly believe that nowadays, where I don't have any sort of faith, I don't have any sort of religion to follow, so I kind of deem myself as an atheist. And some people in here might think that being an atheist is the worst thing I could ever say. This is the absolute worst, and it couldn't be further from the truth, because it makes me feel the most comfortable, and I don't feel unhinged, or I don't have any morals or anything, because a lot of how I grew up, my parents weren't dumb. They didn't, didn't I didn't like not learn anything from them. They definitely taught me at least basic things like being respectful to people, being selfless, and treating others the way that obviously you should be treated, or want to be treated, in a way to where you should really look out for other people, and not just yourself all the time. Obviously, you need to have your priorities straight, and make sure that you put yourself first a good bit of the time, so that you're safe and you can then go and help other people if they need it or ask for it, or even just in general to be a good person. I think that's just a lesson I've learned throughout life that stuck with me, that hasn't really been a thing for me as like a person of religion at all. And so I can't say everything I've learned is from my parents. I think a lot of what I've learned to be a decent human being, I would say, is through a lot of people I watched on YouTube, a lot of idols I really respect. And one of them for sure is Markiplier. He was one of the first YouTubers I watched as a kid, and just his demeanor of how he lives his life. I don't know if he's religious at all. I haven't watched him in a long time, but as a kid, I watched him. I watched him religiously to the point where a lot of what he talked about I believed in and thought was what a person should be. And I feel like a lot of people out there, like there's a billion of you guys out there that probably want to do the right thing and live a happy life, and not be filled with toxicity and malicious acts and bad thoughts, and always be a hateful person. I think a lot of you always want to do something good. Kind of like how I think it's John Locke is like the philosopher that, you know, believes everybody who's born is born good. Now, obviously, don't really believe that entirely. I think there's definitely people that are born that just don't. They just want to see the world burn sometimes. I mean, they really just don't care. It could be the way they were brought up as well. Some people get so damaged through their life that they really can't come out of it. They can't come out of being that type of person. And I think a religion is for those people. I think the way I was raised is a way that made me realize I don't really need that. And I think a lot of people that do have some type of faith in their life, especially Christianity, are those types of people that kind of need it. They need something to fall back on. And I think I more fall back on myself. And I think that's a way of how I learn from my mistakes and learn as a person. And I think that's just what makes me most comfortable. And whatever you guys believe in is really up to you. It's a personal decision. It's whatever you want. I am not here to judge at all. You can do whatever you want with your life and live the way you believe you should. And as long as I hope that you be respectful to other people and do what can benefit you as much as you can, then by all means believe what you want to believe and live the way you want to live your life. And with that, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to leave a comment down below on the next topic I should talk about, or maybe a question over at the email address down in the description, you can do so. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!